We arrived at the permission nice and early. We got this place in the summer, but this was our first time ferreting it. We had a little walk round with the dogs. The dogs had marked 2 sets along a fence with a little bit of a hedge in between. And it wasn't long before a rabbit had hit the net. A couple of minutes had went past, and then one showed on Bob's side, with Layla making a nice cover, and then Bob come moving in for the dispatch. That seemed to be all this set had to offer, but at closer inspection, this rabbit was a little different to most rabbits I've seen.
Just not warm them down.
It's not done it.
Might be struggling to eat with it being like that, eh?
No, it's not done
Skinny.
So we picked the nets up and moved along to the next set that Layla had previously marked. Bob showed me why he always carries some golf tees in his bag. They keep the net well positioned in some awkward areas. With it all netted up, Bob entered one of his young polecats that he had bred last year. And it wasn't long before the rabbit hit the net. That fence line had given us 4 rabbits, but it was time to move on. So we moved on into the middle of the field where there was like a line of trees. Layla stopped at this particular line of trees and sat down. That is a sure sign that there's a rabbit in this set. After a few minutes of waiting for the bolt, we could hear that something was not right. The rabbit was squealing, but hadn't been pushed to the nets. So Bob took his locator and found where the ferret was laid up.
It's moved, hasn't it? It's moved, that.
It didn't take us long to find where the ferret was. We dug down, retrieved the rabbit with the ferret still attached. That's us. We had got the rabbit out, but we weren't going to leave a hole in the field, so we backfilled the hole before we moved on. Then we took a walk over to the opposite side of the field. Wasn't long before Layla had marked this piece of bush on the fence line. So we got it netted up. I think it was only about 3 holes, and then we entered the ferret and sat back waiting for the bolt. Further down the fence, the hedge became a lot thicker, with plenty of holes to be covered. A lot of them were awkward and required getting on your hands and knees to get underneath to put the nets on properly. It looked well used, and we were expecting quite a few rabbits to come out of this set. With it all netted up, I entered a polecat at one end, and Bob entered albino at the other. The ferrets made quite a fast start. Not long after being put in, a rabbit bolted. Bob had also had a rabbit at his end of the hedge, And then this happened. I didn't manage to get it all on film, but a combination of Bob's cat-like reactions, the dog and the net secured another rabbit. And that was the end of the morning. We had cleared 10 rabbits off this horse paddock,